Is selling things to people evil? Are you afraid of being that guy who's known for selling things to people? In this video, we're going to talk about why it's evil, how to stop holding yourself back, but even more importantly, the one thing that makes people take out their wallets and actually purchase anything. Let's first try to understand why we think it's evil. Why is there that negative stigma around selling things? Based on my experience and based on what I've seen, it stems almost always from three places. The first one, it's a large group of the population who have been brainwashed into thinking everything is free. It's so easy to fall into this trap because we live in a world where now almost everything is free. You're watching this video for free. Podcasts are free. The radio is free. You can even watch TV for free now. You can listen to music for free. Your social media accounts like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of those are free. They entertain you for free. You can even get a free trial of almost any software now for free. With all this free information, free entertainment, and free products, it's almost inconceivable for these people to believe that spending money is actually going to provide any more value to them, because in their reality, they are totally content with not paying for anything. It's so hard for them to see the value in paying for anything. The second group of people that think selling is pure evil are people in underdeveloped countries where consumerism has pretty much not even been invented yet. What I mean by that, and if you've seen my other videos, I've talked about this in the past, consumerism, which is pretty much just buying stuff that you don't need, like all this stuff here, that's a pretty new concept. That's only been around since like the 1920s. In underdeveloped countries, people really only buy things that they need. If you need wood to build a house, you buy the wood. If you need food, you buy food. If you need shoes, you buy shoes only because you need them. In countries like this, and people that grew up in countries like this, it is almost a sin to try to sell them anything that they don't absolutely need. They even have words in their vocabulary to make fun of salespeople. To them, salespeople are seen as some sort of like mythical fairies that are just trying to trick them into giving their money away. And then finally, the third person that thinks selling is pure evil it's a mixture actually of people who are insecure, but people who are just not good at anything, because it is almost inconceivable to them to create a product that has enough value to be worth any amount of money. This is such a hard pill for those people to swallow, but it takes time to develop a skill set. But once you have a skill set, you can create products that have value, and people will gladly give you their money and thank you for it afterwards. But the insecure brain, it is so easy to just instantly rid itself of all guilt by complaining and saying things like, oh, I could never be a salesperson, I would never want to do that, those are bad people. It is so much easier to do that, to just complain and rid yourself of the guilt, than it is to go out there, take action, develop a skill set, and then sell something to people that actually has value. But right now, I'm going to give you the huge shift that completely changed everything for me. This took me 6 years to learn, and I'm just going to give it to you right now. It'll give you the confidence to go out there and create a product of value, and then sell that product of value, and to actually have the end customer thank you for the fact that you even sell that product. Don't be a salesman, be a closer. This is something that Dan Lok talks a lot about. He's the author of FU Money, which is a really good book. I recommend you check it out. A salesman is somebody that convinces people to do something. And I've totally been there in the past where I would sell an okay product that I didn't really believe in too much. And when you sell that product, when you convince people to buy that product, you feel dirty afterwards. You feel like you just got away with something. You feel like you just want to go take a shower. Making the shift from dirty salesman to closer that helps people and that people love, it's really only two elements, and I'm going to show you what those two elements are right now. Number one, you need an insanely good product, just an incredible product, and there is a trick to actually do that, which I'm going to show you right now. And then number two is you need some sort of funnel or some sort of content, and I'll show you also how to do that. Okay, so here is exactly what I mean. Having an incredible product, what is that? With physical products, with clothing, it's kind of a different thing, but you'll see the top brands, they'll sell out almost instantly because they have a great product The quality is good, the reviews are good, people like that. We'll talk more about physical products in another video, but specifically talking about info products. This right here is what an incredible product looks like. So this first square right here represents me as a fitness beginner, for example, where I had like no muscle, I was a little bit chubby, and I was just frustrated because everything I tried wasn't working. That triangle all the way at the end, that represents where I am now, where I'm very happy with how I look, I feel strong, I feel confident. I also completely enjoy the nutrition program that I have. But then what's all this stuff here in the middle? All that stuff in the middle are the epiphanies, the trial and error, the feedback that I got from clients on what works, what doesn't work, and that took me years to figure out. A good info product is gonna do exactly that. It's gonna drastically cut down the learning curve that you had to experience. And here is where the closing comes in as opposed to the selling. So if I give you that program for $40, something that took me years to learn, I did tons of diets that I hated, I did workout programs that were just honestly unsafe and insane, and a program that I've given to people just like you that got the result they wanted within weeks, as opposed to me having to learn it over the course of a few years. For $40 and a few weeks of time, the difference in a person's confidence. I've had people message me saying they came out of depression because they followed the workout and nutrition program. That is an example of just so much value that it is now your moral obligation, it is your duty to sell as many as possible. Because remember, people are only gonna pull out their wallet and give you money if there is value. Selling as many as possible just means that you're now gonna be helping as many people as possible. You know you have an incredible product of high value when after only like a week of them using it, they just message you and say thank you. They gave you money and then still thanked you because it feels like a win-win, but they are getting more of the win. But then the second element, which I think is the biggest and most important mixture of it all. There are so many talented people out there that are good at something that can make a product of high value, but when it comes to the marketing of that product, they're using traditional sales methods, giving off a salesy vibe, even though they are a good person, they're putting out a good piece of content, and they're offering so much value, but all of the instructional material out there makes you give off salesman vibes. And to give you another quote from Dan Lok, you should have the tonality, you should have the confidence of a doctor and not a salesman. Imagine if you went into your doctor's office and they kind of start qualifying themselves to you. They're like, yeah, I went to medical school, I did all these surgeries, I read all these books, and you know what? I really think that if you take Claritin, your allergies will go away forever. You would kind of be freaked out, like, why is he being all pushy with this? How it should actually go is you walk in there, you ask questions, they kind of take all that information in and they go, okay, you know what? You need Claritin, it'll help you fix your allergies. Total confidence, unapologetic, not trying to qualify himself. So how exactly can you get to that point? And this is one of my favorite things in the whole world, and that is leverage through funnels and through content. In short, it just means getting them excited and getting them to trust you before they ever even land on your sales page. You can do this with an email sequence, you can do this with a free YouTube mini series, you can do this with a mini course, you can do this with an ebook. There are so many different ways that you can do this. And I want to give you a very interesting example here. Every single time before I go on a first date, I will always do a phone call a day or two before the date. Just a very chill phone call, making jokes, getting the small talk out of the way. That way when you actually go on the first date, you're not like trying to get a read of each other. You're not feeling each other out. You already kind of know each other. You already have some like inside jokes. And you've gotten the small talk out of the way, so you already have like some talking points that you can jump on. And because of that, it almost already feels like you're friends within the first hour of actually hanging out with this person who you've never hung out with before in your life. It's because of that simple phone call I've been told things like, I already knew this was gonna be a good idea, so I definitely wanted to come. Even one time I was told I pretty much flake on everybody, but I could tell that this was gonna be fun, so I decided to come hang out. It is the exact same thing with your sales page. Let your free course, let your little mini YouTube series, let your ebook, let whatever the other thing is, build that leverage, build that comfort, build that trust, so that when they land on your sales page, they already know it's a good idea. They pretty much have their decision already made that they like you. And then pretty much all that you have to do is just smoothly close the deal. And then finally, to kind of just wrap up this video, the whole reason I even made this video and why this is such an important topic to me is I'm a big believer in the saying that how you do anything is how you do everything. If you're not confident with the value that you provide, or if you are confident with your value, but you just don't know how to close without being salesy, I personally believe, and from my experience, it will show up in all areas of your life. There's gonna come a day, maybe at your job, where you have the opportunity to ask for a promotion, but you just don't know how to close it. Or you meet someone, an incredibly high quality person that you just wanna go into business with, or that you wanna be mentored by, but you're just not gonna know how to close it. Or that special girl is gonna come around and you're just not gonna know how to close it. You're not gonna be confident in your ability to close the deal. If you're not confident in your value, and if you don't know how to close the deal without being weird, your boss, that high quality friend, that girl, they're gonna find somebody else that is confident in their value and that does know how to seal the deal in a smooth way. And that is why I am so passionate about this topic, because when I was 17, I dedicated myself to this craft because I knew that if you master the art of taking a stranger and converting them into somebody that gladly wants the value that you have, you will find success in business, in friendships, and in relationships. And to give you one more Dan Lok quote, a closer is selling certainty in a world of uncertainty. Like I said, when I was 17, I kind of recognized this. The ability to convert strangers into people that love what you do. And I'll be turning 23 tomorrow, so I want to take you guys on this journey with me to mastering this skill set. If you're interested in this topic, if you are dedicated to learning this skill set, definitely subscribe and follow my Instagram. There are so many more videos coming out on this topic, so thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, here we come. Here we come. Here we come.